Welcome back to my Vietnam video. This is part 2 because my editing software is being cheeky today. So, let's get started. I have 2 points remaining to do, so this will probably take around 2 minutes. The Mekong Delta was important because it was another guerrilla stronghold. It was known as the region's rice bowl due to its high production of the crop. Infantry of the Mekong, US and ARVN, had to deal with frequent VC ambushes and a humid climate. Most of the work in the Delta was done with vehicles such as hovercraft and boats. The RVNA frequently destroyed rice crops, creating embitterment amongst the farmers, leading them to harbour more pro-VC sentiments. On some assaults, Americans would set the roofs of VC bases alight with flaming arrows. Saigon was relatively fine before the Tet Offensive. Afterwards, the residents of the ruined city had to pick through the rubble finding their stuff. The Tet Offensive marks the beginning of the end of American involvement in Vietnam. Nixon began to push for the US to pull out in 1969, but was still pro-war about it. He pushed for the Vietnamization of the conflict, better training the ARVN, and better arming them. This was so that they could defend the South better themselves, allowing the US to forever say that it never lost a war by pulling its troops out before things got really dicey. One of the major catalysts for this was the Battle of Hamburger Hill. On May 10th, 1969, American troops of the 101st Airborne assaulted up by a mountain, trying to take it from VC forces. A bloody battle ensued in which 46 Americans died and 400 were wounded. The troops named it Hamburger Hill because they felt that they were being fed into a meat grinder. In 1970, the last air assaults began and the US entered peace talks with North Vietnam. In December 1972, a ceasefire was agreed. In January 1973, a ceasefire was agreed between the US, North Vietnam, South Vietnam and the VC, with the US pulling out of Vietnam. In 1975, after America had fully abandoned the South, the North took Saigon without much issue, thus ending the Vietnam War saga. Well, thank you for listening to this little compression of the Vietnam War. If I go into more detail, I will do separate videos on separate parts of it. Goodbye.